You have a real easy way about you.
Yeah, usually take, I mean, I try to, I don't know, make life just flow. I completely can't.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Well, actually, I should say I take that back. Unnecessary drama.
yeah, yeah. Some drama you just do, right? So what do you find is your challenge on the phones? Like, what do you think is the obstacle?
No.
Did I lose you?
Yeah, I lost the audio there for a moment. But you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I didn't
I
hear
was
what you
just
said.
asking what do you think your challenge is as far as being on the phones, and if you don't mind, maybe you don't even have to turn your camera on. I'm okay if you don't want to turn it on, but
Oh,
maybe
didn't even
we can
realize
do
that.
a little bit of role play and some. Hey, John, there you go. See, you got that warm, friendly face. That's what that's about.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, maybe we can you can do a little role play and we can kind of you can kind of see if you can get overcome a little bit of the angst that goes along with talking to people on the phone.
Right. So some of it I think is okay. I'm getting my leads. I want to just start going through Zillow and Craigslist, but I've been getting my leads through a VA. I purchased a list, and I'm not real confident in that list, but the motivation doesn't seem to be there. So it almost gives me no initiative to go ahead and say, okay, yeah, we'll look at this or whatever.
Yeah. Are you trying to make offers right away, or are you gathering information and coming back later with offers? How is your methodology?
It all depends on the conversation, how it goes.
Got it.
Like I get some that start out like I want 31,000 firm. Okay, well, all right, cool. I can appreciate that or whatever, but you mind if I ask you some questions first, in regards to the property, and kind of get ghosted on some of them. Like this one that I'm referring to, then
Uh-huh.
I just basically, said something along the lines of, he's like, it needs a rehab. Windows. Well, I drove by the place. It's in worse condition, but there's some stuff going on there, and I don't know if it's him or not.
Oh, uh-huh.
But so he, kind of put it out there. I was like, well, you wouldn't, spend X amount of $1,000 on a for sale by owner Hummer or something. You'd want to look under the hood and give it a test drive.
Right.
I was trying to get him to give me some conditions. The pictures on Zwillow from 4 years ago look pretty nice.
Right.
But what people do to places, that's a whole different story. Because it's
Yeah.
been, it's boarded up and stuff. If it is in the kind of condition it is, it's in a historic area. So you have to follow certain guidelines, from my understanding.
Yeah.
But it would be a killer deal. But I don't know if it's a small rehab or what he considers a rehab.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So
So
that's
then
kind of where I would get stuck.
you turn around and you do you make them an offer? You get back with them later? How do you normally play that?
Normally I'll try to get them to give me a price, and then half the time I don't hear anything back from them,
Right.
and then the other half of the time it's kind of like either I'm on a follow up with them, and I actually don't follow up.
Okay. Do you have a follow-up system?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. Um, have you ever heard, and I'm not promoting it because I'm still waiting for my affiliate link, but at the same time, I've started using a system called REI Reply.
Yes, I just started using that probably 2 weeks ago.
I am in love. Yeah, it is an amazing system. If you can start to be able to be on the phone at the same time that you're, putting in your information and putting in your tags and stuff like that, and you could literally just pull over a follow up, on a timeline for somebody. Over time, you'll start having some templates that are just your templates because you created them and whatnot, and they're yours, so you just continue to use those templates over and over.
Right. Yeah. I've used it. I've got it set up, and I don't know if it's just the way things are, or if I'm doing it right. But I had pulled from PropStream a vacant property list, 60% equity, single family, and put it into a list. Skip traced it through REI reply. There was 1,076. I got 488 back.
Okay.
And what I did was I had them put it in a drip to drop 3 texts an hour because of the fact that I am at work.
Right.
This way I do have the opportunity, hopefully, to respond to them. Out of them, I've got majority of them are either stop or wrong number, but I've gotten probably 6, 7 technical leads. Another one that I was talking with a fella, he owes back taxes. It's about 18,000 plus fines for taking care of his property. There were around 3,000, which would probably, I'm assuming probably about 22,000 altogether.
Yeah.
The house needs a full rehab. I could get it for just the back tax.
Okay. You went mute. You can get it for just the back taxes, you say?
Sorry about that. I had a phone call come in.
That's okay.
Where did you get me last at?
You said you can get it for just the back taxes. I think that was the last thing you were saying.
Yeah, but I don't know technically how to structure it. Can you buy it? I mean, they're technically, he just wants to get rid of it because he's owned it for 10 years, hasn't been able to do anything with it, and taxes have been just accrued. The house has gone to shit. I took a video of it. It's about 4 minutes, and he had a video from 2013, and you can tell it's just been trashed even more, and time has just taken its toll.
So how much do you think it's going to cost to repair that house and bring it up to livable? There's 2 standards you can bring it up to, right? Livable / rentable, or you can bring it up to, 2021 fully rehab standards. And there's going to be different costs associated with which one. Now, do you have some idea of what it's going to cost you to bring it up to that?
I do, but I don't. I did new construction, residential roofing, a subcontractor, so I have an idea of costs and materials and stuff like that. But to actually get an estimate of this, I don't know enough of bad things. I know how to put things together.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay, so do you know what the after repair value would be once it was to be brought up to, at least livable standards?
About
Rentable
70.
even. About what?
About 70.
Okay, so the minute you said 70, I just had to stop and pause, right? Because now you're working in an environment where you literally have got to, what is the back taxes? What are the amounts of the taxes?
18, I'm going to say, we'll just say 18,800. It's like
Okay,
18
so
something.
okay, so let's say 19,000.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're bringing it in at 19,000, that leaves you, $51,000 between a fair market value and hold on one second, let me let some people in. A fair market value, not including you making a profit and also for the repair costs. So when I deal with properties in this particular category where, I can't even get over 100,000, the problem with these is the repairs, right?
Right.
because you now have to turn around. The repairs are fixed. They're going to cost you the same for a $200,000 or $300,000 house as it's going to cost you for this $70,000 house to get it up to that point that you need it to be, right?
Right.
Yeah. So this situation right here, you have to take a look at this particular one and say to yourself, okay, what would somebody need to do to come into this property? And this is how you think about your contract. This is how you're going to sort of design your contract, right? What would somebody have to do to this property to be able to get it to be marketable, and also at the same time find it attractive as an investment for themselves, right? So you're going to want to have a discount. If you're buying it as an investor, you want a discount, right? So let's say you sell it at, let's say if you want to go at 80% of ARV or something like that, was that 7 and 14? So you're at 66,000 or 56,000, something like that.
Okay.
Right, at a discount. But at 56,000, now you're only talking about having about $30,000 worth of repairs. It sounds like you're over that already.
Yeah, that's my thought.
Yeah, it sounds like you're already over about a 30,000, because that's really about the only room that you have right there, unless it becomes a retail sale. Now, at 19,000, if you have the money to fund it yourself, you can actually fund it yourself, put in the 30,000 if you can get it down to that. It doesn't sound like you can get it down to that. It sounds like to get this thing in good shape, you're probably looking, and I don't know, I haven't seen the video, but you're probably looking at $50,000. And the reason I say that, right, is because of the cost of materials and everything these days. The holding time. What do I mean holding time? Is that when you go to hire contractors right now, because most of us are brand new to the game, we don't have our own teams, right?
Right.
So you're going to go out and you're going to hire a contractor. The reality of that is, or let's say if you kept it yourself, obviously if you sold it, it'd be different. But if you kept it yourself, since you don't have a contractor, you're going to have to go out and contract a contractor.
Right.
What you'll see in the marketplace right now is that these guys they can't even jump off the jobs. They're busy as can be. Like, it is smoking hot for contractors, right? You may not be able to get somebody even onto your job site for a while. Right? So that's additional time, additional holding costs, and additional expenses to you. So my thought is here, do you really want this deal? Right? When you look at the upside of this deal, the upside is very limited. If you're right about the 70K, the upside is very limited.
Yeah, the only thing that I was thinking could come out of it would be if you had an established landlord, and he could probably be all in at, say, 50 ish, 60, which is still a little bit of a discount, plus it'll cash flow.
Where's your money? Where's your profit?
That would be that's what I was trying to get at. And then I was wondering, there's this wholesaler out there that buys past due taxes and defaults, and he turns around and sells them with the taxes in place, and he puts a clause in there, buyer to make arrangements with the county to repay them.
Okay.
So on that note, if I was to be able to incorporate some kind of a payment with, for the taxes, that would actually be more doable for somebody, right?
See, now you're thinking. This is exactly where you want to go with it. So let me break down a little bit about what you're saying. So you have a deal. You see that it's possible for the right buyer to make something out of this deal under the right circumstances, right?
Right.
Somebody could possibly come in, negotiate the taxes. They might even be able to negotiate them down with the municipality or whatever, right? So if I'm looking at this deal right now, I'm probably thinking, okay, let's get it under contract.
Right.
right? Get it under contract. And if you have a dispo opportunity with somebody, I'll sell this deal for $2,000 and go on about my business and make my
Oh yeah.
$2,000.
I would do that just for the quick, money
Just
now.
for the quick turnaround and make your $2,000 and fund your marketing or whatever else that you're doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's kind of the idea. Now the question is, I have to ask myself is now how do I do that? It does the homeowner, he's in California,
Mhm.
does he make an arrangement with them for the taxes, or would I purchase it off of him for basically $1 per se closing cost and
Mhm.
then make out the arrangement?
You would probably have to get it and do the arrangement yourself. You might want to check with them though, because you're going to have to get permission
Mm-hmm.
to actually communicate on his behalf, right? So
Right.
can you communicate if you're on the contract with the guy, or are you going to have to keep him in the loop in order to do the communications?
He seems pretty reasonable. He just wants to get rid of it, so he's not going to not communicate.
Yeah.
If that's what you're asking.
Communicate with the municipality.
Oh, and that's it. Yeah. So, like I was saying, I don't think that he would say no. I'm not going to do that because he wants to get rid of it.
Right. Right. So
It's been a
he'll
thorn in his
he'll
side for
cooperate
almost
with
10
you.
years. Right. Right.
Okay.
And he knows that it's a pretty much not a deal. He's had people looking at it for the last 4 to 6 months, telling him the same thing I've told him.
Right. Right. Okay. So what you said that was key was that you have a wholesaler who seems to have experience in dealing with picking up these kind of properties and then, doing the negotiations and doing what's necessary. My only concern with that would be, how much work really needs to be done. That's going to be an important part, because
Right.
if it's going to take $60,000 worth of work, do we have a deal? Probably not. Right. So
Right.
that's gonna be the important part. But if I'm you, I'm probably having a conversation, and you don't have to give your wholesaler the address, but I'm having a conversation with the wholesaler, and I'm saying, look, here's the situation right now under the circumstances as they are. Right. I can get this under contract. We have $19,000 worth of back due taxes that need to be paid. We're
Yeah, we
looking
got
at it at
three
a,
or
after.
4,000 probably in fines for them taking care of the property, the city.
Oh, so it's probably got some mechanics liens and stuff, not mechanics liens, but city liens on there.
Nothing's showing up. Like if I look through it at PropStream and I look, I didn't notice anything on the public information. I forgot the name of it.
Yeah.
But there's nothing on either of them 3 places that suggests that there's a lien in place.
Okay. Okay,
So
but
I
that,
don't
yeah,
know.
you might not even find out until you try to go and record title or whatever. You would need to go directly to the city and find out. They'll tell you. All you have to do is just call the city office or whatever. Call code enforcement, give them the address. They'll tell you whether or not there's anything out there on that property. If you start to have more than $19,000 on this property, now you start to run into a little bit of problems, only because of the condition that you described, right?
Right.
Because it sounds like this is a junker property that you are going to have to put a lot of money into to get this market ready, and 70,000 is about as much as you can see as far as that marketplace is concerned.
Yeah, it's they're ranging, I'm gonna say, if I remember correctly, between 55 and 80-ish. More towards, and this depends on who you're looking at, realtors, Willow, or the solds. So I just try to look at the solds in the closest distance from the place. I don't do the half mile. I try to go, like, if I can get in that same neighborhood, I only
Or the
look right
same
there.
subdevelopment, ideally.
Right.
Yeah.
But
And
like
and
this
and
area,
you're pretty comfortable with your $70,000 valuation?
it depends. I don't know. I don't understand the market
Okay. Okay. All right. So
because It's gone
Okay,
up
so
considerably.
let's say you and I, now that we kind of you've given me a background picture of what exactly is going on with this property. So now I am the wholesale guy that buys these properties and does the negotiation, sells them to end buyers who are willing to go in for the tax base and do whatever they do, right?
Okay.
So what's the conversation that you would have with me? So give me a call and sell your deal to me now that we've kind of massaged out all the details.
Okay. Let's see what we can do here.
Yeah.
All right. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Victor. This is
Hey,
John.
hey John, how's it going?
Oh, it's going great. How about yourself? How you been these days?
No complaints, man. No complaints. Just grinding it out.
I hear you. Got a deal here that makes me think about you.
Okay.
Wondering if maybe you might be interested in it. There's a potential to flip it real quick, or fix it up a little bit and make a small profit, or good cash flow. It's about 800-900 a month.
Is it cash flowing now?
No, it's not. It's vacant currently. It needs a rehab.
What are we talking on the rehab?
It's got decent structure, but I'm saying a full rehab. It's a 3 bedroom, 1.5 bath.
Okay. Okay. What made you think of me?
I've seen a lot of your properties and noticed that you have in there that you know how to that set up the taxes.
Mm-hmm.
This property right here, this fella, he's got about 19,000 in back taxes plus a few thousand in fees.
Mm.
And when
What neighborhood is it in?
it's in the 43607 zip. In the oh gosh,
Okay.
forgot it offhand.
That's okay. That's okay. That's good enough as the zip code because I kind of I'm familiar a little bit with that zip code. What kind of value did you see over there?
What I was looking at, I was seeing right around, if you take an average, about 70.
Okay.
They're going from 55 to about 80.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, what's the scope of work, man? How much would I need to do to get this thing livable?
Well, it depends on what you're looking for. I mean, if you, I wouldn't consider going for a flip, but I would probably go for, but it all depends on you.
I mean,
Um,
let's say I want to put some tenants in there, or I want to flip it to one of my buyers who likes to put tenants in. How
I'm
much money would I
figuring
need to put in there to get it tenant ready?
to get livable, and I'm thinking probably if it was me, right around 40, 35, 40.
Wow. Okay. So I'm already at $60,000 on this. And we're looking at a uh, okay. And can we move anything on these taxes or what's back due? Do we know if we can negotiate anything there?
Yeah, that I don't know, and that's kind of another reason I had called you because you seem real familiar with that,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
thought maybe this would be a deal that would work out for you.
Okay, yeah, it might be something I can look at because sometimes the city will work with us just so we can get these dilapidated properties, back in good condition and restore some neighborhoods and stuff. So it might be something I could do. How much you looking to make on this, man?
I'm only looking to make maybe a grand or two off of this, just
Okay. Um, can you still hear me, John?
yeah.
Oh, okay. You just stopped moving. I thought it froze. Okay, a grand or two. That might be something I can actually do, man. Let me take a look at it. Why don't you send me over your agreement? You have it on the contract already?
I'm still in talks with the seller right now.
Okay, all right. Okay, so off the role play. So great job, by the way. That's exactly what I would do. Go in, get some information, find out what the guy is really feeling, see if he can, if there's anything he can do. If he's familiar with this, he probably understands the negotiating of the back due taxes and everything, while leveraging the opportunity to put this property back into the marketplace, and improve the neighborhood, improve the community. That's a conversation that they like to have.
Yeah, and that's the kind of conversation he likes to put out there, but he's real
Yeah,
aggressive.
yeah.
I don't really like dealing with him because he tells me I should buy this, but I don't want, I know this city, I know these people.
Right,
I don't want to make that type of an investment. To me, that's not a safe investment. The type of properties like this that he buys.
right. Okay,
But
so
this
let's go back.
particular isn't so bad because it's not too far from the college.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you have even another selling point with that.
Right.
Okay, good. So now let's go back now to our seller. I
Okay.
am okay. So I'm the seller. What kind of relationship do you have with this guy?
I really don't. I've talked to him about 3 times, accidentally once, which was the third time, because the first 2 times, the first time I talked to him, he just came across as a real douche, telling me that if I don't buy this place, he's going to destroy my name and all this other crap. Then he calls me up a couple weeks later asking me to buy another one of his properties. And he was real aggressive, but he was trying to explain to me, yeah, you can do this, go through the revitalization program. And I'm like, dude, man, that's just too much for me right now. I'm
Yeah.
looking for simple, easy transactions. I'm not looking to do this, or this.
Okay. Okay. So you know his personality a little bit. So he's a little bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Okay. So you be him, and let's role play the conversation. I'll be you.
Okay.
All right. So ring ring. What's the guy's name?
His name,
It
AJ.
doesn't matter. I'll just call you John. You call me Victor, but we'll play the roles.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. So ring ring.
Hello, this is John.
Hey John, Victor. You and I spoke a little while back, man. I was did you already move the house? Because I'm thinking I might be interested.
Which house you talking about?
The one with the tax issue and stuff that we had spoke about before. You said you had like 18,000 on it. I think it was in the '07 area code or something.
Okay. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. What are we talking about?
Okay, well, you informed me the last time that you had a little bit of a tax situation on this and that the house needed quite a bit of work. Um, Let me ask you real quick, and I know that this could be a real aggravating conversation. I know how that is, but on a scale of 1 to 10, man, how motivated are you to do a deal with me today? And I'm serious about this.
Honestly, there's no motivation. I don't know. What do you got?
There's if there's no motivation, John, I'll be honest with you, because I really want to get a deal done today, and I really want to have a serious conversation with you. And if you're not interested in moving the property, and it sounds to me like the property is costing you every single day that it's still in your possession. So is that the case, or am I wrong with that?
Oh, yeah, it is. But where are we going with this?
John, do you want to sell the property, or maybe not?
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So let's talk numbers. Can we talk numbers now?
Yeah. What kind of numbers you want?
Okay, so here's what I like to do. I have a buyer. You know what I do. I wholesale properties. I move properties like a conduit, right? I have buyers that are in particular niches that handle particular type of properties, and I have a buyer for this particular property under certain circumstances. But there's a couple of things that I need to find out first, right?
Okay, gotcha.
All right,
I'll
good. Now,
role play real quick. Um,
uh
I think I may have confused myself. Am I supposed to be the cash buyer or the other
No,
wholesaler?
I'm the buyer. I'm the buyer. I'm basically you talking
And
to
I'm
him, and you're
so,
him.
I'm the other wholesaler.
No, you're the seller.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, I misunderstood that. I was thinking the seller. So this
No,
guy's
no,
real.
you're a dick guy.
No, the seller's actually cool. It's the
Wholesaler.
wholesaler
That's a
is the
dick.
guy that's, yeah.
Okay, so let's go back then still to the seller. You're the seller right now.
Okay,
All right.
gotcha.
And so John, last time we spoke, man, it sounded like you wanted to get off of this property. I think I may have a solution for it. If I present something to you right now that makes sense, can we do a deal today or maybe not?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we talked about that the other day. I just want to get rid of this thing. You know,
Okay.
I gotta get them taxes taken care of though.
Okay. So last I remember, the taxes were someplace in the $19,000 range or so. Or is that going up every single month, or is it fixed?
No, that's going up.
Oh wow, wow. Okay. And what other liens are against the property that you know about?
Now there's because the city, I live in California here, so the city's been taking care of the property, and I believe it's somewhere between 3 and 4 thousand. So there's probably about 22,000 between the taxes and fees.
Have you
Uh,
tried negotiating any of this at all?
no, I haven't.
No. So
No.
you're just barely ready to step off of this.
Yeah, I just want to wash my hands of it. See, what happened was it was another investor. It was supposed to be part of a package. I ended up thinking, and that was, I was young and dumb, bought
Yeah.
it, thought I got a great deal, and then I never had the money to fix it up because they misled me.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So what are you trying to get out of this deal? If I took over everything right now and gave you a check for, what would you be looking for?
Like I said, I just want to get it off my hands, get rid of these taxes. If I could walk away with, say, $1,500, I'll be happy. I don't even need the money. I just want to get rid of the property.
Okay. Okay. That sounds good, John. So what if I do this? I'll send you over an agreement. Would you be willing, since you say you don't need the money, would you be willing to wait until the end of this transaction once we get everything in place to receive the money? Because what I'm looking at doing is I can get it off your hands right now, get it with my negotiators, get everything in place, see what it is, do my homework in regards to what I need to do. I'm going to need a little bit of time, obviously, to do the homework, but I'd like to get into an agreement right now so I can go to work on this thing. Is that something you consider?
Yeah, yeah, oh, absolutely.
Okay, good. So
Sooner I get this done, the happier my wife will be.
okay, good. So what price point should we put on the contract just as a price? Now, obviously what I'm looking to do with this is to just, break you off a little something, maybe $1,000 or whatever, and take over the rest of this deal and, get it off of your hands and see if we can turn it over. I'd like to pay you that $1,000 at the end of the transaction. Now, is that something I can put on paper and get over to you today and move forward with?
Yeah, I get it. Like I said, if I get $1,000 out of this, I just want it gone.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I basically just got the house, right? And I didn't have to put any money up front. And I negotiated to pay him $1,000 at the end of all of this, right?
Right.
So now all I want to do is now I want to get on contract so I have the ability to negotiate on behalf of this property,
Mm-hmm.
right? So now
Okay.
you get it under contract or whatever. Now you turn around and you can go to your wholesaler, and now that's a different conversation. He doesn't have to know anything about your conversation with the homeowner at all. Like really,
Right.
now you're going to go back in and you're going to negotiate based on your numbers, based on what you think is going to take to do. You've already bought yourself as much time as you needed. Look, give me 30, 45 days to do the due diligence on this, because I'm going to have to talk to the city. I'm going to have to make agreements. I'm going to have to do all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you bought yourself the time. So now you can go back to your, dickhead wholesaler guy and say,
Right.
look, I got a deal for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
But it's gonna require that you negotiate some stuff. And I'll give you some time to go over there and figure out what you need to do on it. Now, it may be something, because at this point right now, you don't have any skin in the game, right? But what you
Right.
do have is control,
Right. Exactly.
right?
Yep.
So that's what I would do. I would go ahead and get control of the property. Go ahead, and the only reason I'm really saying this to you is because you have a potential buyer, or
Right.
someone who is in that capacity. If you didn't have a buyer, I would probably say, you know what, your time is better spent doing something else,
Right. Gotcha.
right? But you got a guy who is negotiating. Okay, uh, thank you, CD Wright, for jumping in here. Did you raise your hand? Because I want you guys to participate. If anybody has any experience, any input, anything at all that they want to add to this, let's make it a conversation. Hey, is it Jazo or is it?
It's pronounced like an H, Hasso. Hi, everybody. I'm Claude's new mentee.
Hey, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining.
I'm good role play. I have some experience and in Los Angeles, and what you're saying about the authorities on a sketchy property like that is true. If you tell them that you're bringing value, that you indicate that you're doing more than just looking to profit, that you're going to help out the neighbor and the community, they will absolutely work with you and thin out the substandard fines and fees. A thing that we did, I mean, we had one that was just a bare 10 years of drama behind it. And what we did was we got a letter of intent from a nonprofit. And we said that we would give 2 of the units to bona fide, verified persons who were in recovery. It was a drug-infested neighborhood, and we would give them rent-free at 90-day periods. While they did their rehabilitations, if you will, and they let us roll.
See, that's sweet. I'm actually in California as well, and I haven't done it personally, but I have friends who have done a number of those deals in South Central Los Angeles.
Yep, that's where it was.
You know the deal, right?
Way down on Figueroa.
We just did a deal. We did that deal, as a matter of fact. I don't know how familiar you are with LA, but at 39th and Normandy. Oh
yeah, we're all that same spot, man. They were doing big business next door, and they were serious players. And
yeah,
I went over there and I said, "Hey, man, I introduced myself. I said, I'm here to mind my business and fix this place up. You and I should have no problems, And they were like, "Cool."
Absolutely.
And terrified of those guys. And I said, "Listen, what's good for you is good for me. No problems is no problems." And we got it done.
Absolutely. And Jazo, thank you so much for jumping in and sharing that, man, because that's exactly where I was going with that conversation. Yeah. So there are people who are in position to take advantage of this deal, depending on where that property is. So once you get control, I don't think you're going to have a huge problem liquidating this property.
Okay.
Right. Like you can find some folks that will take advantage of some of city programs, nonprofit organizational stuff. Like he said, if you're improving neighborhoods, especially in Los Angeles right now, if you're improving neighborhoods, they will waive all the stuff. Like they will literally work with you. They nothing more than, especially the politicians in that area. They want nothing more than to be able to brag about how they were improving the area. Right. Like that is their thing, right?
Right.
You can get in that conversation, right, Jazo?
Yeah, what's good for them is good for you.
What's good for them is good for you. Yeah. Yeah. So, get it under contract, promise them to pay him at the end of the transaction. But at this point, you can then jump in and take over. You have somebody on your team already, but even if you don't, you can jump into some Facebook groups and stuff, and there are people in there who are doing this all day, every day.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, if you need some help getting it under contract or writing it up or doing anything like that, feel free to reach out. We can help you out.
Yep. Well, I appreciate that. That's what I'll be doing.
Okay, perfect. All right, great. Thanks for participating, John. I really appreciate it, man. That was awesome. I think we got some value. Nicholas has his hand up. The great Nicholas Gonzalez. You want to jump in here, Nick?
I'm gonna go off video. I got to go back to work.
Huh?
I said I'm gonna jump off video. I'm gonna go back to work, but I'll be listening.
Oh, okay. You didn't have a question or a comment?
No.
Okay. All right. Thanks for jumping in.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say on that one. So if you can go back to the city and county and just say like what you plan on doing, like what you guys were just talking about, and if the seller is just under the impression that you're going to take care of the taxes, let's just say the city's like, you know what, we'll waive everything down to 5,500. Wouldn't you just go get that and then do a wraparound mortgage on that, you know, or just take it over by taking over the taxes? You're paying that, you get the ownership of the property, and then do a owner finance it out for, you know, try to get a $25,000 down payment.
That's a long-term proposition if John wanted to stay in the deal at that level. I don't know if John is comfortable enough with his skill set and if that's really his exit strategy. I think he'll be cool with being able to take this down and put $2,000 in his pocket for his marketing and go on about his business. Now, you know, if it was me, I would play the long game like that, because I would see the opportunity, and I understand that $70,000 purchase price in Los Angeles, because of the rent relationship to that, it's going to cash flow positively for you. So
Right.
like you, I would play the long game on it. But I think John is just looking to maybe grab himself a couple $1,000s and be gone.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
pretty much
But I
it.
just
Just
wanted
for the quick, the quick flip and,
Yeah.
and help someone out of their little situation.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I agree with you, Nick. Under other circumstances, I would play the long game. But if I'm John, I'm doing exactly what he's doing at his stage of experience, development, et cetera, et cetera. This is a kind of a hornet's nest that he probably doesn't want to get into at this stage of his career.
Right. I just want to make sure I was thinking about just another strategy, just for my own confirmation.
Yeah,
Thanks, buddy.
I agree with you. And like Jazzo said, you can get participation from the city and stuff in these things, right? And here's the other advantage: you knock this thing down, you now have a reputation. You now have a resume that will go like miles in helping you establish yourself in that market and doing more deals and being, a thought leader in the environment, et cetera, et cetera. So, think about those things also when you're looking at these deals. It's not just a one-off, right? It could be something that improves your entire business model if you play it correctly. And even if you just extract the money out of it, you now have a story, John. And that story is going to be able to allow you to feed into some other stuff. So thanks for that input, Nick. Really appreciate you, bro.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you.
sure.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So here's something that I did want to touch on. In that conversation, John mentioned that he is working with a lot of lists right now. So if you guys know what the environment of this marketplace is right now, working with lists it's a long game. It's a tough proposition. You're going to go in there and you're going to have a whole lot of conversations, and you're going to have a lot of conversations with a lot of people who think their poop don't stink because they're in an environment right now where their people are getting multiple offers. Their neighbor just got bid up $100,000 on it, so they're delusional, a lot of them, in regards to what the market looks like. We all know it. If you guys are on the phone, you know exactly what I'm talking about right now, right?
Yeah.
Anybody who's making calls knows what I'm talking about, right? So here's where I've started to have a lot more success, man, is getting into Facebook. And when I say getting into Facebook, I'm not talking about spending money. I'm talking about jumping into these Facebook groups, posting some stuff in the Facebook groups, getting yourself aligned with some wholesalers and some people who already have some stuff under contract. Stay in those Facebook groups to find buyers and everything else that you can find as far as that's concerned. But it's a free way. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to spend a lot more time, because you're going to be posting and you're going to be communicating, and there's going to be a lot of trash, and you're going to be sorting through that stuff, right? But you're going to be getting some low-hanging fruit out of this deal. Just in the last couple of days, man, I've uncovered 3 deals that are doable, and I didn't do anything but send out a few messages and responded to a few, posts and things of that nature, right? So you're getting.
So Victor, is that for? Hi, good morning. By the way, hello. This is
Hi,
Michelle.
Dr. Michelle. How are you?
Hi there.
Hi. What was your question?
Oh, can you hear me? My computer keeps freezing. But so I've been in the Facebook groups as well.
Okay.
And so I kind of understand what you're saying. Now, are you looking at those for term deals, maybe, or is there enough for you to be able to? I don't know, because what's your strategy? What would be your strategy in the?
Okay, so my strategy basically going in, and thank you very much for jumping in.
What exactly are you hoping to do?
I'm just looking to find people who have deals that are priced correctly.
Okay.
That's it. And I'm going to do a little bit of homework. I'm going to put them through PropStream or whatever, and I'm going to find some deals that are priced correctly. If the deal is priced correctly and I can jump in there, and my target on a co-wholesale deal is 5,000, right?
Okay.
If I can get more, that's fine. Will I settle for less? That depends, right? But my target, and you should have a sort of idea what you're targeting to when it comes to these deals. My target is 5,000. Can I add 5,000 to whatever it is that you have in place? And can I, extract my 5,000 out of it if I move this deal? Okay, great. It doesn't cost me anything to get this deal on the contract, get an agreement with that wholesaler. What I don't like to do, and not that it really, really matters if there's enough room in the deal, but I don't like to have too many chefs in the kitchen. Like, I don't do the whole, long daisy chain of 5 or 6 wholesalers or whatever. Even though I have seen that happen, I've seen it work. I've seen as many as 6 people get paid on a deal, which is which is ridiculous, right? So, a lot of people, maybe they didn't do their research, or maybe it was just fortunate enough that everybody in there understood what they wanted to extract out of that deal. They got what they wanted and they moved on about their business, operating from a mindset of abundance, right? And that's really the key, because you will run across some people.
So what sort of agreement do you use for that, Victor?
I just use
what sort of agreement would you be?
I just use an option agreement with them.
An option agreement, okay.
With them,
okay.
Yeah. And I stopped doing the non-circumvent. I'll still use it, but the truth of the matter is that those things are not worth the paper they're written on. Like, you get nothing out of that. By the time you decide that you're going to go to court and try to chase that, it's like you could have done 5 more deals and made money rather than spend money and spend time in court. So I don't know how much that's really worth. Maybe it, with some newbies, it holds them to the fire. But I think in this game, most of us are just trying to get paid, right? Yeah, most of us are trying to get paid. Everybody in this game is trying. If I call you, Dr. Michelle, and I say, look, I have a deal right here, here's my price. You can add yours on top of this, but here's the ARV. It looks like it's going to take this much. And if somebody takes this down, puts in the $30,000, there's about a $20,000 cushion that they're going to still end up with, that they can either take it down themselves and have that instant equity, or they can sell it, and sell it at a discount, right? Our jobs in the wholesale game is to buy low and sell low.
Right.
Right. That's the game we're in. We buy low and we sell low, and we keep it moving. So what you want to do then is you want to fill up your coffer with as many of those deals as you possibly can. And basically that's what I've been doing. I mean, I'm doing all the other marketing. Sheila, I would be more than happy to help you with that. But yeah, right now my list outreach is very, very difficult. Like, I'm calling, pre-foreclosures, and so are all of you. And you all probably call it the same pre-foreclosure lead, right?
Right.
So we all, Steve Zobro, you know what's up.
Right. Who's using the gut? Right. Who's using the gut system to get the sale? That's the key. Are you using the gut system to make the sale? If not,
well, here's the deal. If you can even get them on the phone,
Yeah.
Right. So those lists are really difficult, right? Like I said, I've started to use the REI reply only because it's a process that's automated that allows you to stay in contact. If we go back to a lot of our sales training from the past, we understand that, you know, a lot of these decisions are made between the 7th to 12th contact. Well, we know damn well we're not going to contact that person 7 to 12 times. Let's stop playing with that nonsense. We don't do that. And if y'all claim you do, stop it. You know damn well nobody's doing that. So what we have to do then, if that is the case, we have to automate that process. And so whatever you can do to automate that process, it's going to really, really help you. I promote REI Reply because at $49 a month, you just cannot beat that part, that price point, right? And I've literally have gotten to the point now where I'm looking to see if I can zap some other parts into that system that will allow me to make it robust enough for me to do everything that I want to do within that particular system. I'll keep you guys, you know, informed as to, you know, how that's going, right?
So just one last question, Victor. So is the
Sure.
option to purchase agreement, that's the one that is in the Justin's VIP section?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. And you know, it may change depending on the situation, but that's the primary one that I use is the option agreement.
Sorry, you broke up. I'm going to try and come in with my phone because it just keeps breaking up.
Okay.
Yes, I'm losing all the juicy bits. So, oh gosh. So you said you use the option agreement, and then I didn't hear the rest of it.
Yeah, so if there may be an occasion where I might use a different contract depending on the circumstances, but you know, pretty much the option agreement will work in pretty much all of those cases. If you need any help with anything else, well, you know how to reach out to myself or Justin or Nick or Steve or any one of us would be more than happy to help you out with that.
Okay, perfect.
He's not here today, but Mark is also great at that, and you know we'll collaborate. We'll figure out a way to get it done for you. That's really the bottom line.
Okay, great. Is there a contact for you?
Yeah, I'll put my contact in the chat box, and you can just copy it and you know put it in.
Okay, thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. Hey, Steve, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, great, man. Fantastic. Yeah, it's all good, man. I mean, it's going crazy here in Arizona. I think the biggest thing is just once you all find a little niche that nobody else is doing, and just use the gut system for it, man. I mean, it really works out well. So, you know, always use those techniques of the gut system, man. Just keep closing and talking and finding their emotion, wants, pains, and needs, you know, and just push them away. You know, I mean, you just don't use all the techniques that Claude teaches, you know, and it works great. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic, Arizona. Good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you for jumping in. The other Steve.
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing great, buddy. How are you?
I did something this morning I haven't done in a long time.
Tell me about it.
I didn't have anything really going on. I've got a family member, a cousin of mine, that's giving me the hardest time trying to find a house in some ways like out here where I live on Long Island. And he picked a particular area where he's banging his head. The realtors don't have anything. There's really nothing up there for sale. So I said to my wife this morning, I said, I'm gonna get up early. I'm gonna take a ride. And I pull into the development, and it's over the years, this development's probably about 50 years old. So yeah, there's been homes that have been renovated and changed and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, knock on some doors here, see what's going on. So I
knocked on doors?
I walk up, I knock on a door. The first door I knock on, I know this guy. So I said, listen, you know anybody around the neighborhood looking to sell? Nah, you're wasting your time. By the third house I did all this in an hour and a half. Right?
Okay.
An hour and 45 minutes. The third house door I knocked on, woman says to me, you know, a friend of mine is going to be selling their house around the corner. It looks just like ours. But she says, you know, I was just talking to my husband the other night about maybe we should downsize. So it's an older couple. And they've got a two floor house. They don't want to do the stairs anymore. Just like what I just went through with my wife. And now these are off the market. They're not on the market. So I said, well, would you have any idea what you might want for it? And she had a number in mind, right? And she sent me around the corner to a girlfriend who's also thinking about selling the house. So inside of an hour and 40 minutes, hour and 45 minutes,
Leads.
I picked up 2 leads
Awesome.
that I wouldn't have gotten that were off the market. Why can't other people do this?
Other people can. I think it's just a mental block or laziness, or they have a different strategy that they want to go with as far as that's concerned. But man, congratulations on
There's
that.
nothing like communications one-on-one. You can call somebody, send them all the texts, all the emails. I'm like, and I come back to, I'm sitting in my office now. I go, that really wasn't a big deal. That Fortunato down in Florida, he's out of Tampa, says he gets in his car, or he takes his grandchild for a walk in a baby carriage, or walks his dog. He walks through neighborhoods and just talks to people, and that's how he gets a lot of his houses. So
that's awesome. That's awesome.
I to this, man. There has to be.
Yeah. And I don't know if you guys know this, but you can go out and you can pay for all sorts of apps and stuff for driving for dollar type apps and stuff like that. But man, Google Maps has a process where you can actually use Google Maps for your driving for dollars. If you don't know how, YouTube video will show you how to use drive. You don't have to spend any more money to be able to take down this information. You'll probably have your camera, snap a couple of pictures while you're there. If it's good enough, you knock on the door or whatever. And it's a great way for you to pick up some easy stuff. So in line with what Steve is talking about and what I'm talking about is, we need to go try to find some low-hanging fruit. And along with that low-hanging fruit conversation, there is the familiarity, right? Look at Claude, he's driving. The familiarity of your community. If you can become an expert in your community at whatever level, it really, not only does it increase your confidence, right? But now you become the go-to guy in your area, and now you will start seeing some deals just start to show up out of nowhere, and you start to build a little bit of momentum as far as that goes. If Steve and here's one thing I learned from a retail real estate trainer. If you get a property in a particular area, especially in your community, like if Steve gets one of these properties down, and Steve puts a sign in that yard, oh my goodness, the whole area now knows that Steve is local and that Steve knows what he's doing and knows how to liquidate these properties. I guarantee you there'll be at least 1 or 2 more properties that come in right behind it just because of familiarity and comfort.
For sure.
Right?
When I like what Steve did, he created a need, he found a need, and he kind of like exasperated. So he's out there doing it, creating it. And I think that's what we need to do in our marketing, create the need and find the need. Another good idea is when you look for any type of vacant homes, put a nice little, we'll pay cash for homes, whatever. It's vacant, so no one's going to take it down. That's another good strategy that people use too. Find some vacant homes, vacant houses. Put those little yellow signs out there because they're going to stay there for a while because it's vacant.
Well, here's what I'm thinking too with that, right? It's vacant, and even if the owner comes back and gets mad, he's probably going to call you because your number's on the sign.
Well, maybe you want to sell it. Yeah.
So when he calls you to curse you out, you guts his behind to death and buy the property right out from under him, right?
It takes guts, right? It takes guts in this business to make some sales and make some money, right? Gotta have the guts.
I love that.
I've done that. And I thought, what do you mean the sign's on what house? Oh, the kids must have moved it. I'm looking at the house down the street. But while I got you on the phone.
Well, I got you on the phone.
Right. Yeah, that's
I found doing this door-to-door thing was a lot of laughs. I had fun this morning.
Oh my God, man.
Catching people off guard. When the phone rings, they look at the number of should I answer it, should I not?
Yeah.
It was just fun. I think,
man, you got me motivated and inspired. I might have to go do some walking today. Because I live in a really, robust neighborhood and stuff, and it's just to introduce yourself and let people know what you do. It's just valuable, right?
Well, I figured that if I come across stuff that I couldn't use, you always know a broker that you can always hand the stuff off to and let them battle it out. And, you make a couple of brownie points, whatever, doing that. You got nothing to lose in all the games.
Yeah. You made a good point on the brownie points, right? Because a lot of this is going to be, developing a reputation, an identity in the marketplace, right? So even if you just turn over a lead to a local guy and don't get anything back from it, the value that you're going to get just from them knowing that you are of that ilk, that you operate that way, that you have access, that you're out there, hustling every day. Just like all of us, we love to see people out there who hustling. If you hustling, I'm trying to make friends with you, right? And you've now identified yourself as a hustler to the other players in the marketplace. Invaluable. That's free marketing, free advertising. Claude, I see you're in here, and I know you're itching to jump in here. Any input you wanna add to what we're talking about? And don't have people clap for me.
I heard two words that I love. I heard Steve said it before, the word fun. Can you imagine? And most people, when you tell them cold calling and knocking on doors and all this stuff, the word fun doesn't really come into their mindset very often. I have a lot of fun talking to people, and I use humor and anything I can do to shake up the apple cart a little bit. And you said my favorite word, either you, Victor, or Steve. Somebody said the word hustle. I think that's
hustle. Yep.
I love the word hustle. What does that? What's the word hustle really mean?
That means getting out there and putting it in.
Yeah, going for it, man. Life is short, this 3-minute timer, that sand that goes through it, that's your life, man. Those little pieces of sand, enjoy life, go for it, hustle, life, go for it, live life though under your terms, and go for it. Somebody out there has a problem today.
Yeah.
And they're looking for a solution.
We are not available now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're looking for a solution. Are we going to be the doctor of real estate? Are we going to be the one providing it?
Yeah. And that's really what we do, guys. We just go out there and we provide solutions for people. And the more solutions you provide, the more opportunities you're going to have. As you solve people's problems, your reputation grows. As your reputation grows, you become a magnet. When you become a magnet, then you can, stuff will just start showing up on your doorstep. People will start endorsing you. People will start saying, you need to get in touch with Steve, or with Alex, or with Jason, or with Jazzo. People will just start, and then, you start to become a thought leader, and your credibility in the marketplace. Now you're in the driver's seat. Now this business looks a whole lot different when you're not in that conversation, because many of us early on, we were in that conversation about leads and how you can't get in touch with people, and how, and it's a horrible place to be. A lot of us don't make it through that gauntlet of rejection on the front end of this deal. So the way you overcome that is you have some people supporting you and aligning with you, and there you go. Aligning with you so that you can actually become somebody in the marketplace who they know, like, and trust, and bring deals to you. That's your ultimate goal. That's your ultimate goal, is to attract the deals to you. And so, and with that, that's what I was talking about, with your Facebook stuff. I know a lot of you, you see how Claude is producing a lot of content and putting out on social media and stuff. Maybe you're not there, but you are definitely at the position where you can get onto Facebook and you can start, looking at joining groups, looking at posts, communicating with other wholesalers, getting your knowledge up like that, sorting out who's a player and who's not. And, in a matter of a short order, you have yourself a little team. You'll have 5 or 6 wholesalers on your team that they got their game together. Right. And you and them are going to start, you're going to look for deals for each other. In the time that I've been sitting here, I've gotten 2 wholesalers that sent me deals because we've done work together, and they know that I'm going to go in and try to get this deal closed, because I love money.
Victor's on fire today.
Right.
Victor's on fire.
Yeah, but that's how we do it, right, Claude?
You know, the thing is, I love this bit. We did 2 contracts yesterday, not trying to sound like a bragging jerk.
No. That's the game win.
I had a good day yesterday. One of
Nice.
those, I even got in a 65-minute power nap yesterday.
What? Slacker.
I love those naps, man.
Oh, yeah.
The futon is calling, you know what
Nice.
I mean?
Nice.
And
Yeah.
the deals were virtually attracted. I work on it every day. Anybody today can take some of the words the wise words that Victor just shared with you, make a video. You know, I was on a great call today, and this wonderful person, Mr. Walker, said this, and this. Make a 2-minute video on that. Put it in YouTube, share it on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Have a call to action at the end.
Nice.
By the way, go to my thing. If you want to talk about it, you got a problem in real estate, I have solutions for you. Give me a call. I answer my own phone.
I don't see that shit.
Distracting people. I'm sorry, Sandra. What? Oh.
I think she doesn't know her mic is unmuted.
Okay.
No, I know my mic is muted. Sorry, I was talking to myself a little bit there.
Oh, got it.
Did you have a good conversation?
Right.
Yeah, I was, because I was trying to figure out a way how to ask you guys a question. I was practicing how to present it. That's why. Sorry, go ahead.
I talk to myself all the time. Confuses the hell out of Claudia. Are you talking to me or are you talking to yourself?
Right. You talking to me? You talking to me, man?
And I can't blame the altitude anymore. I'm back in San Diego.
Hey, you're back in California.
I am land of In-N-Out burgers and crazy people. It's wonderful.
Yeah. And high taxes.
Gasoline here. That's the biggest shock. Oh my God.
Right. So kind of wanted to go back to what you were talking about with the short little videos and the short little posts and stuff like that, you know, because of, you know, so what do you use, Claude? I mean, from a technical standpoint, because I've really fallen in love with this little extension on Chrome called Loom, where allows you to make little quick 5-minute videos, and you can make them either of yourself or you can make them of your screen, right? And you can just share stuff. So if you're shy, like I know many of you are on here right now and you never turn on your cameras, okay, so you don't have to turn on your camera. Do a Loom video, you know, do a little something on your screen, show somebody a little something, and just kind of let them know that this is something I know and there's some credibility here, right? If you have anything you want to, any properties you want to sell or any questions you want to ask, feel free to reach out. I answer my own phone. I think that's what Claude likes to say a lot. Yeah, I answer my own phone. That's a big deal.
That's a big deal. And what's the worst that can happen? Oh my God, a warm prospect called me. That is so great. And listen, my video, I use Zoom for my video. Zoom has enhancements, okay? It makes sure, and you can change the background like some of you know. You can, Zoom is easy. And here's the thing, you don't have to be slick. You don't have to have rockets in the background. You don't have to have special effect. What you do have to have is good content, and it has to be sincere. What's the favorite words? Do we have any millennials in the office? We got a Jimmy Jean there. We got some young, we got some young dudes in the
right. We got Wei Lin is in here. I know he's a millennial.
Hey, Claude, I'm a millennial.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. You got Jimmy Jean up in the spot.
Jimmy, how old are you?
I'm 16.
16.
I know you passed for 16.
He's not a baby. He's a baby. Man, I got boxer shorts older than you. Here's the thing. Millennials, the favorite word of millennials is authentic, transparent. They use that great verbiage, and I love that. Okay. You don't have to be slick. You just have to have good content. And the other person is to say, man, I like this dude. I like it. I like I like their message. This is good. This is pardon my language, ladies. This isn't bullshit. This is good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you can be yourself. You don't have to be Claude or, God forbid, Steve. I'm kidding you, Steve. You know I love you. You can be yourself.
You talking to me?
You talking
to me, man?
See, I brought out the New Yorker in him. There you go.
Easy.
Right.
You just can be yourself. You don't have to be anyone else, and just give a good message.
Yeah.
And people, and then do a call to action. Give them something for free, because we're all secrets. Okay. And you got to work, you got to earn trust. You got to earn and bring them in. They will bring you deals. They will bring you, they will buy your products, your services. They will be buyers. They will be investors. And you get back to the core reason you're in business, to talk to a few people every day. And I guarantee this, I'll put it in writing. You talk to a few people every day who come to you, something wonderful is going to happen in your world.
That's so true. That's so true. And again, the key right here that a lot of you guys are being challenged with is that you're in this mindset of reaching out. Nobody wants to talk. Everybody already has a buyer, and it's just you reaching, and it's kind of like, you're in a beggar role, where please, I need to, make some money. It changes the game when they call you. Right? Like that. Now the game has changed.
It's so much easier.
It's so much easier.
What's the definition? I'm going to just be redundant here. What's the definition of insanity? Somebody help me out.
Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
Same results.
Yeah. And so everybody's doing the same old tired shit and getting 100% rejection.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but this guru told me to do this and everything. But what, is it working? No.
Right.
So you only need a few good quality prospects every day.
Yeah.
That's all you need. You cannot believe how much fun you can have when someone comes to you with a need or a greed, a buyer, seller, an investor, anybody. And guess what happens to your skill set when you get in that routine every day of talking to a few people who want to speak with you? Guess what happens? Your skill set goes through the roof.
Yeah.
You start making more offers. You start becoming more confident. You become empowered. You don't have to pay Anthony Robbins $5,000 to walk on hot coals and go to the hospital, okay? All you got to do is a little repetition.
Yeah.
Instead of knocking your... How exhausting is it? Okay, everybody, I'm going to give everybody, it's not a vaccine, it's sodium pentothal, true serum. How exhausting you feel when you've done all that running around and all those phone calls and you get tons of rejection and think about it and lying and manipulation. I can't stand that shit. Does anybody else feel that way?
It's horrible. It's horrible. And what you find, and you can attest to this, Claude, is so today you wake up and you're inspired. You want to get out there. You're committed. Everything, right? Then you go into the ring and you take about 7 or 8 shots back to back upside the head with some negativity and stuff, right? So you manage to make it to the end of the day. Tomorrow morning, you wake up a little bit less motivated, right? Because that beat down is starting to take its toll on you. So you need to, have some wins in this process. And so what we're talking about is stacking a couple of wins so that you can go into those hard areas and talk to those lists, those vacant property lists. Because I don't know if you guys have tried it, but those lists are hard to talk to. Those people are not waiting for you to call them and give them another offer because they just had 200 of them made to them in the last couple of days and all of them were crap. Right? So you need some victories.
A lot of times, turn the tables. Instead of going to the person directly and asking them about this particular house and all, I'd say, I know sometime along the line, I'm looking on the public records or whatever. You might have had a house on Elm Street, whatever it is. I'm trying to buy a property in that area. Would you know anybody that might want to sell one?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I need your help. Look, when you ask somebody for help, it changes the whole atmosphere of the conversation. I like sometimes asking people for help. When I went out this morning banging on doors, I says, what a beautiful house you got here. I says, I've got a problem. I said, maybe you can help me with that. I'm looking for a house for a friend of mine in this neighborhood. You know anybody that might be looking to sell?
That is a good one, right? Because now it's not on them. And it's not a confrontation. And now people, if most of us are helpers to some degree, or our ego loves to have us in a position where we, have produced value for somebody. We raise our shoulder up, we stick our chest out because we've done good, right? Most of us want to do good. And what Steve is talking about taps right into that sort of way of being that human beings have, right? If we can do good and win at the same time, man, We're walking on clouds for days. And now you have that energy, that motivation, that drive that gets you on the phone and allows you to take a few more punches because you know you're going to take some, right? That's the game we're in. We chose this vocation. So we know we're going to take them, right? But you have to put some wins in there deliberately to make sure that you keep your energy and motivation tank full, right? So that's what we're talking about. You guys are so awesome, man. Every time I have this, hey, Jimmy.
It's kind of like a boxing match,
Right.
When you first start, you're actually learning how to box, and you're going to learn the foundation. And eventually, once you start getting better and better, what happens? Your confidence start getting where it needs to be, and then you start getting some wins.
Yeah. You get a couple shots in, you start the more shots you get in, it's just like even if you're playing basketball, you make a couple of jumpers, man, all of a sudden it changes the whole game for you, right? So we need a couple of wins. So you guys, reach for the low-hanging fruit, get on that Facebook thing. That thing is a bunch of deals just waiting to happen. They're waiting for you to get in touch with them and say, look, I can help you. And stack some wins.
Get back on your feet. Guys, remember the first time you got punched really hard? Don't forget that punch. You knocked the wind out of you, whatever it did, but you know what? You didn't die. You got back up on your feet and you went up for it again.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that first punch is tough. You're afraid of getting a fight and all that.
Yep.
I mean, I'm a brawler, but you remember that first punch. So you ain't going to kill me with that, right? So let's go. Come on.
Nope. What you usually figured out is that, oh damn, that didn't hurt nearly as much as I thought it would.
Then the third one did.
Huh? Because you can get back up because initially you think, oh, this is going to kill me. Then you realize you didn't die.
It's almost like the same thing in sales. You got to break the ice. You got to get in the doorway.
Yep.
And my friend Claude's got all the cards on there to tell us what to do inside the box. All the tools in the toolbox.
Yeah.
Listen to this guy.
Our psychology is so important. The salesman always comes first. Even if you don't make a sale, but you talk to a nice person, you have a productive conversation. Maybe there's something there for the future. Mm-hmm. How do you feel? Can you make that next phone call and the one after that because you didn't get beat up?
Yeah.
Can you get that? So much about our self-esteem, about our confidence level. You can get all the motivational speakers in the world, but Monday morning always comes back, doesn't it?
Yep.
And if you get too many people, treating you like you're bothering them, or, oh, you're the 10th bottom feeder to call me today. Oh, yeah. Maybe you'll get a few. Maybe you'll get a few more after me, sir. Maybe it's your lucky day.
Right.
I'll have fun with them.
Right.
But so much is about our psychology and everything. I think Nicholas has had his hand up there.
Yeah. Nicholas wants to say something. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, man. I just want to say, coming from like two different things of what everyone's sharing, is I'm a big Notre Dame fan, and every game day they slap on that "Be a Champion" thing before they hit the field.
Yeah.
And my thing when I do calls is I always say the mantra, "You're a damn good closer." I slap on that bad boy, and I just make the calls, man. And whether it works or not, it's my mentality to believe that I am, and not the seller to tell me that I'm not or anything else. And what one of the other things too what's one of my favorite quotes is from Marcus Aurelius is the quality of your thoughts is the quality of your life. So
nice.
if you're getting beat down and getting bogged down of like getting no's, don't let that be the quality of your thoughts. Think that it's like, hey, I got more calls tomorrow. It's all good. Deals are going to come easy to me. I'm going to attract these deals and they're going to happen. You just got to stay positive with it. It's like that perfect quote from Rocky about like, if you think this is what you're worth, then go get it. No one's going to give it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So keep trucking, everybody.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good stuff,
Victor,
Nick.
You know what Claude say? Put some good content out there so you don't keep getting beat up every day. So
that's it. We just want to protect ourselves. While we are tough and while we're in this to win it and we're thick-skinned and we really want to get this deal done, it's like we're all human. But there are some strategies that you can do to make sure. And one of the best strategies is to knock down a couple of deals. You knock down a deal, it don't even matter what nobody says to your ass. You are exactly, you buffed out. You like, yeah, let's go.
Shut up, money.
Let's go. It's like your whole world changes after after you knock one down. Trust me. Just stay at it, and give yourself a chance to win. Reach for the low-hanging fruit, work on your skill set, and get yourself prepared to go in the ring for some of these hard to get leads and stuff. Because guys, the guys that are making real money on some of these lists, these vacant lists and these pre-foreclosure, these guys are spending tons of money. They got staff, they got follow-up systems, they got a lot of stuff, right? We'll get there eventually. But for those of you who aren't there now, you've got to stack some wins. You've got to protect your psyche. You've got to get a few dollars in your pocket. And for some of you who are married, you got to get your spouse off your ass.
Damn, Victor, I'm not married, but I felt that.
You right.
Victor, man, that was tough. Who you talking to, Victor?
You gotta win.
Who you talking to, Victor?
I'm social distancing, but I felt that, Victor. I still felt that, even though I'm social distancing.
Victor, who you talking to, Victor? Come on, man.
You gotta win, baby. You gotta win in this game.
Victor, if it wasn't for my spouse, I'd be washing your car right now.
There you go. See, you got to get it where you get it, right? Hey guys, it's 11:19. I have a couple of appointments and stuff. I just want to say you guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for showing up for us every Wednesday. I hope you got some value out of this. Thank you for the clap, Steve. Really appreciate that. Let me take a quick roll call because I want to acknowledge everybody for being here. Thanks, Alan. Alex Bolden, Claude obviously is here. Nicholas is here. CD Wright, Steve D, Steve Zobro, Alan Bryan, Alus Dangerville, Aaron, whoever's Boston Buyer. Thanks for showing up. Dr. Michelle, let's see who we got. Horace, we got Jason, we got Jimmy G, we got John. John, thanks for your work today, man. You started this thing off and got us rolling, man. We really, really appreciate you, stepping up and allowing us to share in your journey with you. Horace, Jason, I'm sorry, go ahead, John.
So thank you, and I appreciate it. It gives me the help that I need.
For sure. Let's see, Ziani Moore, thank you for being here, Ziani. Waylon, thanks for showing up again, buddy. You know I got love for you, man. You always in the game, man. Sheila Moore, Sandra, thank you so much. My main man, Rick, is here. Let's see. Oh, Mary. Hi, Mary. How are you, sweetie? Thanks for showing up for us. Hey, if I missed anybody, I really sincerely apologize, but thank you so much, you guys. Love you guys. Thanks for all your input. Thanks for your motivation. Thanks for your inspiration. And just keep doing it, you guys. Let's go out there. Let's make some deals. And let's talk about it next week where we did some wins, okay?
Hey, Victor.
Thank you.
Yeah, Victor. New name,
All right.
Be the preacher man.
I'm sorry?
Your name is going to be the preacher man.
Thanks, Steve. Love you guys. Have a great rest of the week.
Thanks, Victor. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.